now the Chandler Gilbert men take the field against the 4-2 Yavapai Roughriders. Coyotes, under head coach Zach Kampf, still looking for its first win of the year. The squad enters 0-5-1. The squad with only 7 goals through 6 games, with only 7 shots, allowing 3 goals a game. Kyle Brereton, the team's leading scorer, with 3 goals. Jose Perdomo with 2 goals. Anthony Bustamante in net. 38 saves, 13 goals allowed. The Steam Riders have won 2 straight with back-to-back wins. 3-0 over Gateway and 8-1 over Paradise Valley. They've scored 9 goals through 5 games, shot percentage of .265, close to 7 shots per game, and they're giving up a little over a goal a game. Jose Quintero, the team's leading scorer, with 3 goals. Goaltender Rushan Sandy with 18 saves. 6 goals allowed. Appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Coach Zach Kampf in his second year with the team. Squad still building. Trying to find that winning combination. And now they're taking on this Yavapai team that's got some firepower. So as we look at the starting lineup for Yavapai, starts with number 26, goalkeeper Bishop Rhodes, a sophomore. Number 3, a defender, sophomore, John Stoll. Number 4, sophomore defender Robbie Holiday. Number 6, Gail Castro, midfielder, a freshman. Number 8, Austin Percy, sophomore midfielder. Number 10, Anthony Kenanisho, midfielder, a freshman. Number 14, Carlos Rodriguez, a midfielder, freshman as well. Number 18, Aiden Harrell, sophomore defender. Number 19, Cody Karcher, freshman midfielder. Number 21, Eric Chiarte, freshman defender. And on the back end, number 27, David Murillo, a freshman forward. Of course, Yavapai dressed in the light green, kind of like the yellowish green color. And Chandler Gilbert dressed in the home white and teal. Starting lineup for Chandler Gilbert starts with number 1 between the pipes, Anthony Bustamante. Number 8, Caillou Kavexne. Number 10, Kyle Brereton, freshman forward, having a good year. Number 11, defender Kalili Kalua, sophomore on that back end. Number 12, Matthew Rodriguez, the freshman. Number 14, Dylan Davis, freshman. Forward, number 17, Jose Perdomo, a freshman. Number 19, Sebastian Vega on the back end, a freshman. Number 26, Mauricio Haro, a freshman midfielder. Number 32, Nathan Millet, a freshman. Number 33, Blaine McCone, a freshman as well. So that wraps up the Coyotes starting lineup, and these two teams ready to get after it. On the other side, the head coach for the Roughriders, Chris Hauser, enters his second year with the team. In 2022, he led the Roughriders to a 9-4-1 overall record and a runner-up finish in the region title match. So he has some great experience. Was also a member of the United States men's national team from 94 to 97. While competing for the team, Hauser was selected as a captain from 95 to 97, also won a bronze medal at the World University Games in 1997. So here is a man also played on the pro circuit. On February 1st, 1998, the Tampa Bay Mutiny selected Hauser with the 19th overall selection in the 1998 Major League Soccer college draft. So he had a 5-year run of playing on the pro circuit. Mother Nature has made the night absolutely gorgeous here. Temperatures probably low 90s. Not an ounce of humidity whatsoever. Couldn't ask for better temperatures. Good crowd on hand on the other side of the field. Good amount of teal out there amongst the fan base. Last time these two squads met, last year in Prescott, with Roughriders winning 7-0. So last time the Coyotes were out was against Phoenix College. Of course, they'd lost a couple games before that, but their matchup against #1 ranked Phoenix College was called at halftime after Mother Nature brought down the Lightning and called the match. Bryce Johnson, the assistant with the men's team, joined me on the telecast and brought some excellent insight. Can't say enough about what he brought to the table. And now it's the men trying to save face for Chandler Gilbert as the women lost 4-0 to the Roughriders. And then now we are underway. Clearly, Kalua on that back end, working it to the other side of the field, and Yavapai bringing the pressure with the forward attack. And good physicality right there, a lot of pushing and grabbing, and they are letting the physicality as Austin Piercy, a midfielder from Boulder Creek, pulling and tugging. And the referee gave Chandler Gilbert the call, and rightfully so. AR1 for the match is Tristan Smith. AR2 is Matt Hayes, and your midfield ref is Paul Northman. Paul does a great job, and early chance and a rocket by Miguel Medina. And knocked away, so Yavapai takes the first shot. That was a blistering one, and they'll have an opportunity from the corner. So glad you can join us right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Joe Pequeno on the call. Paulo Hutchison on the live stream. Opportunity, shot. Another one that gets blocked. And this rolls out of bounds. Retaining possession are the Roughriders from Prescott, making that trek down with the ladies. Team playing some good quality soccer. Rolling in with a record of 4-2, 1-1 at home, 2-1 away, 1-0 in neutral territory, 3-1 in conference play. And Bryce Johnson talked about what the squad wanted to see from the men. At times, they've put together some sequences where they've played some of the best teams just about even. But it's all about a good collective 90 minutes and no lapses whatsoever. And of course, to get the offense going. We saw in the Lightning shortened match against Phoenix College, they trailed 4-0, and Abraham Gonzalez got a goal right before the half. And that ball trickles out of bounds as the pass from Cody Karcher Could not connect with Austin Piercy. So on the throw in, Matthew Rodriguez. Little pooch shot. Some good physicality, and we saw that. Caillou Kvexne hits the turf as the whistle blows. So we've seen the Yavapai women very physical, and now we're seeing it with the men as well. And what do you have to do? You have to answer with the physicality just as well. Comes down to not only skill, but will and some toughness and determination. Last thing Chandler Gilbert wants is Yavapai to set the tone physically and push them and knock them out of position. Parker Rich, penalty kick. Make that a free kick from the right side. That goes long. Five minutes into this one, no score. Chandler Gilbert and Yavapai in the nightcap. Both teams looking for a victory here in South Chandler. Chandler Gilbert looking for its first victory of the year, and Yavapai looking to continue their string of good play. That's set up down that left side. Good battle ensuing right there between Kalili Kalua and Austin Piercy. And Piercy's been all over the field in the first half. A midfielder who brings the physicality. Blocking that back corner. My vantage point is blocked off by the Coyotes bench. Going strictly monitor, courtesy of Paulo Hutchinson and the great live stream. Now we get the goaltender view, and now we go back to the mid-angle. Bustamante shoots in the corner. And he'll try to clear it out. And Brereton right at midfield, and another good physical battle. Carlos Rodriguez of the Roughriders wins that one. Referees letting the men play. Kalili Kalua. Good instincts, fires it off. Roughriders really doing a good job of controlling the ball in the mid. Working that attacking right, but Parker Rich breaks up that play. Then it's Austin Piercy. A little give and go. Shot is blocked. Anthony Kaninshu trying to work that middle for Yavapai. Chris Hauser, the head coach of Yavapai, giving some instructions to his team. 6 minutes into this one, no score. Yavapai coming off some impressive work. 3-0 win over Gateway, an 8-1 win over Paradise Valley. Starting to find their way, 3-1 in league play. Of course, they play in Division I. They have that shot was looking to be set up for a potential header. Mustangs make that the Roughriders could not connect. We remain scoreless. Chandler Gilbert has played some opportunities against some really good teams. Very tough. But right now it's the Roughriders, their mids and forwards controlling tempo. A little pooch shot. Caillou Kvexne giving chase. Goes out of bounds. Zach Camp directing traffic for his team. Caillou Kalele coming up from the back end. And Chandler Gilbert starting to dial up the physicality as well. Man, that's good to see. The ladies in the earlier match, some body short. Aaron Holt going from center back to goal keeper, with Samantha Hogg out with an injury, and the team just fighting a slew of injuries, not at full health, taking the 4-0 loss. And right now we're in the 9th minute of this first half, and Chandler Gilbert really holding its own. A team that has had problems scoring, but so far they've kept Yavapai in check, and Yavapai has the majority control of the tempo of this one. And Zach Camp and his team, coach, he wants to see who is going to step up. Cody Karcher on the throw-in. Over to Carlos Rodriguez. Rodriguez works it to the right side of the field. Giving chase is Kyle Brereton. Brereton, one of the leaders of this Coyotes team offensively. So if you're a Chandler Gilbert soccer fan, you've seen positive moments from the team, and you're just waiting for that full 90 of the team stringing it all together. Could it come tonight? Anthony Bustamante, Coach Zach Camp's talked about there are players on the squad that want to be in the limelight and thrive in that moment. And Anthony Bustamante is one of those players. Said the same thing about Kalele Kalua. Defender, fearless in that back end. And Bustamante getting on the box and knocked away by Kalele. Parker Rich dumping it down. Bustamante will just knock it away. It clears in the right side, but Karcher will have the Roughriders on the throw-in. Good physical battles going on in the sidelines. Piercy up top, Carlos Rodriguez. Rodriguez feeding that right side. Shot across.
Cody, get open.
On the back end, the attacking back helping the Roughriders on their attack. Cananisho. Over to Carlos Rodriguez. Roughriders playing a little control and chase. Piercy. As the Coyotes drop a lot of bodies in that back end. Rodriguez. Now battle ensues in the corner, and the Coyotes flip out of bounds. 12 minutes into this one. Close look. Austin. And that is good. And it's the Roughriders getting on the board first. Give the goal, looks like, to number 18, Aiden Harrell. Anthony Bustamante under fire, knocked one down, and then it was, looked like Aiden Harrell. And we're getting confirmation. And we'll recredit that goal to Anthony Cananisho, freshman midfielder. So it's the Roughriders getting on the board first on the putback by Cananisho. Point blank, Bustamante. knocked one shot, could not get the next. So as we saw with the women in the women's game, we saw the Roughriders really control the pace. And we're seeing it here in the nightcap with the men. Kalili Kalu on that back end. Looking to clear. And Carlos Rodriguez right there for the Roughriders. Rodriguez having a solid first half. Kenanisho.
Come on, Johnny.
Karcher. Karcher work in the middle of the field. Karcher. Left side, and then it's blocked. Knocked out of bounds. And the Roughriders continue to make some noise in his first half. 14 minutes in. Karcher on the throw-in. Rodriguez. Perdomo was given chase for a split second. Good takeaway. And that was pooched down the field. Caillou Quebecne was given chase, could not catch up. So a clear out opportunity for the Roughriders. Coach Hauser of the Roughriders on the sidelines, standing to my right. Zach Camp, the head coach of Chandler Gilbert, to my left. Beautiful night for soccer. Call it low 90s, maybe high 80s. Austin Piercy giving chase. Shot across. That shot goes wide. So Anthony Bustamante has been under a siege of first half shots. Managed to save a couple, and Kenanisho on the putback. 10-minute mark is the difference right now. Coyotes so far have not tested the will of goalkeeper Bishop Rhodes, sophomore between the pipes. Hasn't played much. Much of the goaltending has gone to Rushan Sandy, so Bishop Rhodes getting an opportunity. Austin Piercy, left side. That shot is wide.
Hey, Austin. Johnny. Austin, when you get matched up one-on-one in the box, don't look for that easy back stick pass. Take the ball at him. Make him defend you in the box.
So Coach Hauser directing some traffic and some noise, and Kalili Kalua knocks one off. A Rough Rider.
Gael, you got to make crisper passes. The small things are what's killing us right now.
So they rule in favor of Chandler Gilbert on the throw-in. Matthew Rodriguez out to Jose Perdomo. Carlos Rodriguez of Rough Riders takes control. You can tell the skill set of John Stoll, a defender out of Litchfield Park, Millennium High. Saw some of the Yavapai ladies from Millennium, so they've got some good soccer programs over there. Chandler Gilbert trying to control the ball at the midfield. Nathan Miller was in the mix, number 32. Now it's Carlos Rodriguez and Rough Riders methodically working the ball up that right side. John Stoll from Millennium. Now it's dumped back down to the center back. Now working that attacking middle. Over to Austin Piercy, who's had a very busy first half. Boulder Creek High School up to 17. So for Austin Piercy, it was a simple choice. Go right up the road to Prescott. Get out of the heat and cool down. Karcher over in the corner to David Murillo. Murillo shoots it, header, and that one goes wide. So another good sequence for the Roughriders. Billy Gotti, the assistant coach, to my right.
And then let him roll, okay?
18 minutes in this first half. Some of the Chandler Gilbert women's soccer team is still on hand. We'll see if we'll get a member or two coming over. See Karen Noose over to the side. We'll see if Karen's got a moment to come over and chat. Talk about what she sees from the men's matchup. Caillou Kavexene trying to deal up with Karcher. Cananisho. Carlos Rodriguez back to Cananisho, and they'll just dump it down. Robbie Holiday. So Yavapai, because they've been able to control the ball. Austin Piercy trying to punch it up to his forward. Shot is blocked as Bustamante gives chase and hauls it in. Because Yavapai has been able to control the ball and the forwards and the mid, their defenders are basically playing midfield, which is giving them more of an attacking advantage. Jose Perdomo trying to beat a couple defenders. Caillou Kavexene, Perdomo. Pooch shot and great play by Austin Piercy. Piercy works it over to David Murillo. So Piercy is really showing his skill set in this one. Great shot and great hustle and very physical player as well. Bustamante scoops it up last second, right in front of David Murillo. So Bustamante's been under a line of fire. A lot of shots his way. Blocked one point blank, and then one he cannot secure as Anthony Cananisho on the putback, and that's the difference in this one right now. Right side. Crossing over. Chandler Gilbert trying to work that ball up the left side of the field. Parker Rich.
Keep him on one side.
And Bustamante works the leather back up the field. Rylan Ross. Ball knocked down the middle of the field. And looking for the ball, a little frustrated right now is Matthew Rodriguez, who was wide open on the right-hand side and could not get the leather. Now Rodriguez is working his way back down as Austin Piercy working the ball to David Murillo, out to Karcher. Karcher racing up that left side to Chandler Gilbert defenders in front of him. In that middle. Karcher coming up that left side. Karcher. And good work by Chandler Gilbert, knocking the ball away. It's going to set up a chance for the Roughriders. Throw-in opportunity. But it could have been worse. As Karcher was coming around and a couple of Chandler Gilbert defenders put a body on a body. Knocked the middle field now. Bustamante getting up, securing the save. Almost halfway through this first half, and as we play on, as you get halfway through the halves, there is a mandatory water break because of the heat here in Arizona. And so far, Chandler Gilbert has a lot to be happy about. Coming up that right side, Rodriguez, he's getting the leather. Karcher dumps it down to Caillou. Kvexne with the good move. Caillou. Rodriguez will shoot it up across, and that is knocked away by John Stoll on the header. Another header by the Roughriders. Perdomo trying to fight for position. And Perdomo coming in. And that will go off Chandler Gilbert and a clear out opportunity for the Roughriders. And we've got a water break. And Chandler Gilbert squad has played a tough first 23 minutes. A lot to be proud of. Showing some physicality and showing some toughness. Now Yavapai about to make some substitutions. About to check in number 23, Nate Claudio, as well as number 16, Miguel Medina. Chandler Gilbert talking some things over. Yavapai coming out, setting the tone with the physicality. Austin Piercy, we saw that in the sidelines. Putting a body on Caillou Kvexne, just right in front of our table right here. And you're seeing Yavapai right now taking a water break with Chris Hauser, their head coach. And this is a team that's coming off back-to-back wins. 3-0 over Gateway, 8-1 over Paradise Valley. 3-1 in conference play, and Chandler Gilbert still looking for its first win, but playing hard. Squad still trying. Trying to find a scoring punch on offense. A moment to regroup as assistant coach Bryce Johnson talking to Jose Perdomo. And Bryce brought his excellent analysis to the women's game just a short time ago in the call against the Roughriders. So now we'll go back to live action. In the 23rd minute of this first half. So glad you can join us right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Paulo Hutchison on the live stream. Next up for the Coyotes, a road matchup against Scottsdale Community College at 8 p.m. That's going to be Saturday night. Next home matchup is Saturday, September 30th against Pima. That's at 7:30. Bryce Johnson, the assistant, will join me for the women's game, and Scott Smith and his squad a little banged up. Austin Piercy coming up that left side. Shoots it over. Trying to make some noise in the middle of the field. Crossing. Taken away by Chandler Gilbert. Aiden Harrell's coming up that left side quickly. Try to get it into the middle of the field and position. A good shot for one of his forwards. Chandler Gilbert, the attacking back row, doing a nice job of reading it and securing it and moving it back the other way. Chandler Gilbert, not a lot of pressure on goaltender Bishop Rhodes whatsoever. Young man hasn't played a lot for Yavapai. He's getting an opportunity tonight. Chris Hauser's giving him a chance to show what he can do between the pipes. Rushan Sandy is their #1 goalie. He is a sophomore, so Bishop Rhodes, also a sophomore. He's paid some dues, and Chris Hauser is trying to reward the young man for his hard work and determination. Caillou in the middle of the field trying to work it back in favor of Chandler Gilbert. Austin Piercy continues to be all over the field for Roughriders. Gliding up the field, Karcher. Work down that left side. Shot across. The header is knocked away, and once again the Roughriders keeping alive, turning the corner, firing up to the middle of the field. Little head bump by the Roughriders. Now dump back down. Under 20 minutes left in this first half. 1-0 Roughriders. Checking in for the visiting Roughriders is Jose, make that Jesus Torres from San Luis, Arizona. So Chris Hauser giving a lot of opportunities to his team tonight. Also checking in is Luis Medina, freshman forward, as well as number 7, Jorge Quintero. Chris Hauser utilizing his bench, keeping his starters fresh, providing some valuable minutes to some young men that will shape the future of this program. Roughriders had a very good year last year, 9-4-1 under Hauser's direction.
He was checked in.
So a check in, Aiden Harrell coming in, make that coming off, and David Morello as well. Coyotes looking to make some noise offensively. Make the goalkeeper, Bishop Rose, make him work a little bit between the pipes. He's had a very easy evening watching his attacking front really control. Finally worked that right side. Matthew Rodriguez and Austin Piercy. And that's cut off. Parker Rich down the field. Coming up is Rhodes. Collides with one of his players, and that's a tough battle right there. Jesus Torres colliding with Bishop Rhodes. Both players get up. Rhodes back to the box. Good sequence for the Coyotes, making some noise. Throw in. Knocked across. Karcher taken away by the Coyotes. Nathan Miller, Miller with the nice move. Karcher back, Jose Perdomo. Knocked across. And once again, Karcher. Good opportunity for Yavapai coming up. Luis Medina, left side. Medina shoots, and Medina scores. Luis Medina from the left side, the freshman forward from San Luis, Arizona, on the great feed from Karcher. And it's Yavapai taking a 2-0 lead. And coming in to join me is the pride of the women's squad, Taylor Brown, who's got some great soft drink, and she didn't bother to get me one. So now I don't know if I want her coming over to the mic right now. But needs to say that was a great play by Luis Medina on the great feed from Karcher. Call that the 27th minute. So a 2-0 Yavapai lead, and that was just a great sequence as that one is knocked in. Bustamante almost has that trickle in. So I'm going to make some room for the pride of the women's team, the pride of Basha High as well, who's also a great volleyball player, I heard, back in her day. She's not shy, and you'll see that when we talk about this one and all the injuries to the women's team as well. So we will get things situated as I control some things, get the mic going here, and Paulo Hutchison is working the live feed. He's got his magical cloth that prevents any kind of frequencies from coming in. I think, Paulo, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the fabric Superman was wrapped up in when he came from Krypton on the ship to Earth? Paulo's waving his hands. He's doesn't think so. So we play on. 15 minutes left in this first frame, and about to check in for Yavapai is number 22, Gabriel Jimenez, as well as number 17. As well as number 17, Arthur Koskis. So it's Chandler Gilbert with an opportunity. A chance to make some noise in that Chandler Gilbert bench. Everyone's standing. And that shot goes way wide. Kyle Brereton let it rip. So now some opportunities for Chandler Gilbert. Trey Van Slyke, number 31, checking in, as well as Sebastian Jimenez. Taylor Brown working her way to the microphone after a tough physical match against Yavapai, and she joins me now as she gets the headset up and running, and she has some kind of blue concoction she got from Dutch Brothers. And she is saying to me, Joe, I can't put the headset on if you're sitting on the cord, okay? So I've got that rectified. Taylor Brown joins me now. Taylor, thank you for joining us on the telecast.
I'm so happy to be here. Oh, not again. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Close enough, there we go.
We're going to adjust the mic as Yavapai and Bustamante makes a save. So you've been here for a good part of this first half. What have you seen from this match between both men's teams?
So I did only see the first 2 minutes because I did go get my Blue Dutch Bros drink. But since I've been back, unfortunately I saw a goal that was not ours. But I saw some good combination before I left though. Combo in the back. Busty worked hard to get that ball out, but I'm excited to watch more.
Yeah. So that being said, for the women in the earlier match, you had to put Erin Holt, who plays center back, in between the pipes, and a daunting task for her. How difficult was that to have your starting center back because of the injury to Samantha Hogg, and to make that kind of daring reach because that's what you had to do personnel-wise?
It was supposed to be me, actually, in goal, but they decided against that, which is perfectly okay with me because I would rather play on the field than in goal. But Erin used to be a keeper, so I had confidence in her. I thought she did great. She had a really good save, like before the water break in the first or second half. Everybody was like, "Oh, that's so good," and it was. But I think it was good that she stepped up. I'm hoping that Sam will be back though on Saturday because we play Scottsdale and we need Sam.
So for the team, and just like for the men's squad as well, how tough has it been this little stretch? First you played top-ranked Phoenix College, and then you play a Yavapai team that, on the women's side, they beat number 15 Pima 2-1. They beat Gateway 6-0. They dismantled PV 17-0. And the men's squad beat Gateway, and they beat Paradise Valley 8-1. So collectively for both teams, this little stretch you've played to face this, and there's some challenges, but it's definitely a tough one.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of challenges. I mean, we're playing the best top 5 teams right now, so we knew it was going to be work, but might not have gotten the outcome that we wanted, but we learned from it, with the change in formation and stuff like that.
So that being said, it's all a learning curve, and Phoenix College was a 6-0 loss. Today was a 4-0 loss, and look, lack of bodies definitely hurting on the women's side, and the men putting up a good fight. They are down 2-0.
Yeah.
And so as you watch the men and kind of maybe you can kind of reflect on the women, when you're down 2-0, what's the mindset as you continue on and try to get back into the match?
Definitely defense. I mean, we're still in the first half, but I would look to keep the ball out of our half. And if it were me, I would look to play the wings, find balls out, instead of try and possess, just because time is running low.
I did have a question for you. So I believe as on the women's side, Melissa Pond, am I correct that
Yeah.
you played, she played for Yavapai,
Yep,
and you went to high school with her at Basha.
I did.
And what was that like playing against her? And did you guys, was it a friendly get together on the field, or was it, heated because you guys both want to win?
I would say kind of in the middle. Um,
Very good player, by the way.
Yes, I love Marissa. Been friends with her for a long time. Like you said, I played with her at Basha, but I don't know. It's hard playing against people you know because like you don't want to hurt them or like say something mean to them. Like, but the tensions get high with like wanting to win and like
Yeah,
losing.
yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I saw, and is it safe to say when you're playing, I guess, like teams that have a lot of skill and the, do you find when you play a team like Phoenix College, you play a team like Yavapai, those games are more physical, and because the skill level might be a little higher, but there's also an added incentive to come out and perform at a high level. Do you find that?
Yeah, especially since we're getting closer to the teams that are kind of at our level rather than like state championships and regional championships
Yeah.
and national championships. So I think once we get a little more in our skill level, I guess, we will line up a little bit more and maybe have a few more chances that we have in the past.
Sure. Jose Perdomo and
Offsides.
offside call. And that's how heartbreaking is that, when you're down 2-0, Taylor, and look like Jose has maybe a clear opportunity against Rhodes, who hasn't really done nothing between the pipes, nor has he had to. And then all of a sudden you get the whistle blown. I mean, how deflating is that?
It really sucks because you're on the move. Your head is towards let's go score, not so much. That's why offsides is so hard. I don't play forward very often anymore just because I could not figure it out
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. And is that because the offside call makes it kind of difficult?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just there's a lot of rules, like if you're involved in the play, if you're near the play, if you touch the ball, like it's all about timing.
Yeah, and here it's a judgment call because opportunity, and that's a pooch shot, and that
Yes.
goes high and wide as Luis Medina had another opportunity for his second goal, and Chris Hauser and the coaching staff of Yavapai are really grilling their young team to perform at a high level and constantly instructing. And as you mentioned, Taylor, unlike in the international stage or at the pro level, there's no VAR, so you're at the mercy of a judgment call, and
Yep.
you can't really argue that call because it's there, and
Yep.
you can't say, well, let's go back and check the tape because this is not the case.
We'll joke about it though. We'll be
Yeah.
like, let's get a replay,
Yeah.
But it is what it is most of the time.
And a good attacking effort coming up the field. I want to say that's Kyle Brereton, who, as I check through the binoculars, and that was Brereton. We are located in the middle portion of the field, and the action on the other side, sometimes hard to see, so I'm using binoculars. I've got old man eyes,
It's
so
a good look.
yeah,
I like the look.
yeah, binoculars comes in handy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Good job, Sebastian.
Jose Perdomo in the middle of that battle. So the Coyotes showing some fight in this one as we're under 6 minutes in this first half, and you've got some kind of Dutch Brothers drink, and
Yeah.
It looks like a. I'm gonna call it Blue Heaven.
It tastes like it.
And so, what is the combination mix?
This is a ocean water soda with blackberry drizzle.
Ocean water soda.
Yeah.
Okay, is it sweet, sour, tart?
I would say it's a little sweet, but like not. I'm not like an overly sweet like Emma's drink. Emma gets a blue raspberry rebel extra sweet with extra coconut. So hers is like drinking syrup, which I am not a fan of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like almost like drinking a snow cone with too much syrup, right?
Yeah, but Coach Zach gets the same thing as me almost, but
Yeah.
different flavors.
Got it. So in this final 5-minute stretch, Coyotes down 2-0. What do you want to see from the Coyotes to obviously get on the board, but more on the attacking side? What do they have to do to kind of generate some more offense?
I would say play the ball quick. See if we can find the wings or find the midfielders to distribute out to the wings or find the target, Jose's feet, because he can do a lot on the ball. Look to shoot. The keeper's out pretty far, so if he hits one from 35 out, puts it on frame, I think it could go in.
Yeah. Are the men's and women's team, are you guys close? Do you guys root for each other?
Yeah, we're all friends. We hang out on the weekends. I would say we're one of the closer teams. 'Cause, like, I don't see a lot of, like, I see a lot of the other teams, but, like, baseball and softball don't really hang out that much, but I think it's fun that, like, soccer and soccer get to hang
Sure.
out.
Sure.
But they work hard.
Yeah.
And they're good off the field. Good
Yeah.
on and off the field.
Soon enough, we're going to see the basketball teams.
Yes.
And tomorrow night,
I will be at the volleyball game.
yeah. Well, you said that last time and didn't show up.
Well, I will. My OChem should be done by, like, 5.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, the ladies are on the court against Glendale Community College, and Glendale's playing some good volleyball right now.
Yes.
So that should be a great match at the Coyote Center. Serves and Spikes start at 7 p.m. Please join us on the Coyote Sports Network, and we'll have all the action. That's Karchner. Wow, that's some great moves.
Great skill.
That's some great skill. And how impressive is that? Because Karchner, you're talking about a man who's, Cody Karcher, he's a freshman, very tall.
Yeah, he is tall, which is it's crazy.
And Erin Holt, who is the goalkeeper, maybe she might want to join us at some point.
I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah. And Taylor, don't feel like you're bound and locked to this.
No, I like this.
Yeah.
I'm quitting chemistry and getting my degree in journalism.
Are you?
No.
No.
But it's a fun thought.
Yeah. So I want to let you know, my daughter who goes to Cornell, she just got a research position, and I think her first biology test, she got 86, and that's before the curve, so she got a low A.
I mean, better than me. Really better than me.
I hated science back in the day. I just wasn't a good student, period. That's why I went into journalism. I always knew I wanted to be a broadcaster, so I just said to myself, I don't want math. I really don't want to. I just want to do just enough. And I found broadcasting just to be good enough for me. But you're in medicine, so you're going to have to take all these classes.
It'll be a long road, but worth it in the end.
I forgot, what do you want to be again? What's the future?
Clinical research scientist.
That's right, clinical research scientist. So you're not like CSI or anything like that.
Oh, no.
That's just like homicides and science.
My friend wants to do that. She plays at a college in Wayne, Nebraska, and she's going to school to be a forensic scientist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So $124 and counting in this first half as the Coyotes trail 2-0. Got goals from Anthony Kananishu on a putback at about the 10th minute. Then 27th minute, Karcher on a great feed to Luis Medina, who beat Bustamante. And that was just a great setup there. But the Coyotes have played hard. They're battling. They're fighting. Just right now, the offensive opportunities are very scarce. And that'll be something Zach Kampf and his team will talk about at the half. And it's kind of been the story of the team this year. They've played portions really well, just not enough offensively.
I've always been a second half kind of girl. So
Yeah.
play better in the second half, get the nerves out in the first half. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll pull through. They'll be okay.
Yeah, I've been a better fantasy football player in the second half. So when I'm in the second half of games, all of a sudden my teams, they rise to the occasion. We have the halftime talk. We talk, we have a collective mindset as Bustamante picks that one out of the air. And all of a sudden, actually, I'm not doing good in fantasy at all. Cooper Kupp, my starting wide receiver, injured. And then Saquon Barkley, now injured for 4 weeks. Those are my first and second picks. And that's going to end the first half, and that takes us to the break with the Coyotes trailing 2-0. And we'll take a short timeout. Taylor Brown joining us on the Coyote Sports Network, locked and loaded with Blue Heaven, fresh from Dutch Brothers.
Yep.
So keep it here. More to come from Chandler Gilbert as the Coyotes look to bounce back in this second half, and we'll have more from the Southeast Valley off Pecos Road right here in the heart of Chandler. Keep it here. So we welcome back you to halftime here at Chandler Gilbert, where the Coyotes men's team is trailing Yavapai by the count of 2-0. The women lost the opener to Yavapai 4-0, and we're so glad to be joined on the mic by middle blocker of the volleyball team, Kenny Dalstrup. And if you haven't seen Kenny play, she is just a force of nature in that middle, just relentless effort, and she comes back as maybe the best player in the country on the junior college circuit. She joins me now. And Kenny, first off, good to have you with us, and it's good to see you out at sporting events. So do you out and root on the other sporting teams here at Chandler Gilbert?
Yeah, it's great to be out. A lot of them come and support us, so we got to show the same support for them. Love our Coyotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's great to be out.
Okay, so preseason ranked number 13, and now the team's going through a little bit of a hard stretch. Recent 5-set loss, and correct me, South Mountain?
South Mountain was
South
last,
Mountain,
yes.
and there was a 5-set loss to Mesa Community College as well at their
Correct.
place. So I know Coach Nelson expects more.
For sure.
I know you expect more.
For sure.
So that being said, what is transpiring that is causing some losses in some matches that when you look on paper that you should be taking, that people think you should be winning? Is it a lack of focus, lack of determination, a lack of fire, a combination of all three?
I would say combination of all three. I think a lot of it is also just kind of dedication to how do you say this? Let's see. I would say a lot of it's mental focus.
Okay.
Or just kind of determination of like, yeah, we're going to get this next point. We're going to crack down on this and just get it done. I think a lot of it, we're a pretty good team, and I think we know that we're good and have the capability of winning. But I think a lot of it becomes lackadaisical or a bit like we think it's too easy for us, and then we just kind of lose focus of what we should be doing.
Yeah, and I saw that in the match I called against Arizona Western. You won a great 4-set on home court, and then that 5th set, they just rode out to a 5-0 lead. It almost as if like the energy just didn't bring the energy in that 5th set.
Yeah.
So that being said, the team is going through a little up and down,
Correct.
kind of roller coaster ride right now. And I know that doesn't make Coach Nelson happy because he expects more from this team.
Yeah, 100%. And I expect a lot more from the girls too. And I think with a lot of determination and a lot of hard work and mental focus, I think it will come through. I think time will tell. I think it's also us playing less of an individual game and more of a team game, if that makes sense. I think a lot of the time when we lose points and get a lot of runs on us, we kind of go more individual and are worried about our own game and how we play. But I think a lot of it is just our team focus as well.
And for you personally, everyone looks up to you, not just in height, but as in but as being a leader on the team, because you are a leader on the team.
Thank you.
Do you find yourself, and I see your demeanor on the court, it's always positive, and you're always like, you're rooting your team on, but do you feel now with the tough stretch, because look, this is your final run here,
Yeah.
right? Do you feel like you have to tighten the reins a little bit and be kind of like the more demanding sophomore leader on the team now, and maybe tighten the ratch just a little bit?
A little bit after the South Mountain loss. Well, after the MCC loss, I kind of was just like, okay, guys, we really got to get in check, take care of everything that we need to be taken care of, do your jobs. But after the South Mountain loss, I'm not going to lie, I have been cracking down quite a bit. And it's tough because nobody wants to be that kind of tough person and just kind of crack down on anybody. But I definitely think it's necessary, and I think it'll be worth it at the end of the day.
So tomorrow night you have Glendale Community College,
Yep.
and they're playing good volleyball.
Yeah.
And I look at tomorrow night, and if there's ever a turning point in the season, I really feel
It will
that.
be tomorrow.
Well, I thought it was the Pima match, and then you guys went and
Yeah.
lost on Friday. So,
Yes.
so I
agree.
really think Glendale, that is kind of
The turning
the
point.
turning point. So,
yes.
what do you? I know Glendale's off to a good start. Last I checked, they were like off to like a 5-1 start, and they're playing well. They got some good outside hitters. And look, this is a conference, whether it be in D1, Arizona Western, and they've got good players, but you're going to find good players throughout this conference. What can you expect tomorrow night?
I think they're going to dig a lot of balls. They pass really well. And Glendale's always picked up some good balls. They have a good middle, and I think a good outside or right side. But I'm expecting some good competition, and I'm excited for the girls to be more mentally focused and a little bit more mentally tough. But I'm ready to crack down on the team. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there kind of, I know, is this a point where Coach Nelson starts, bringing the A-game voice and he starts bringing a little bit more veracity in that vocal tone?
Well, I mean, he's always had that. I don't think we can ever lose that in Jeff. But, yeah, I think Jeff is ready for us to step up for sure. I know we know and he knows that we're capable of being a great team, and I think we are. But I definitely think that it will come out tomorrow.
Okay, so tomorrow night, that's at 7 o'clock at the Coyote Center. Please join us. I'll be on the call.
Yes,
And since you're here for the soccer match, what have you seen so far? Give us kind of a breakdown.
They're really good.
Did you play soccer back at Westwood?
No, I did not. I watched a little bit of soccer. My friends played soccer, so I went to some games. But
did you play basketball?
No, I didn't. I ran track.
They try to convince you to play basketball.
Yes, they actually wanted me to be goalie on the soccer team, but I was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So
that.
you ran track, you played volleyball.
Yes.
And even though you were probably the tallest girl in your class, they couldn't convince you to play basketball.
Oh no, they couldn't. Yeah,
Right.
my brother's a basketball player, and I could not get into it. Volleyball is definitely my sport.
Got it. So you're impressed by what you've seen from Yavapai?
Yes, and Chandler Gilbert.
Yes.
I think they're both great teams, both men and women's. I think it's a really tough sport, but I think they're handling it well.
There you go. That is Kenny Dalstrup. And if you haven't seen Kenny play, she is one of the best players in the country and worth the price of admission. She is the leading middle blocker in the country from last year's junior college circuit. Also, on top of that, she had the best hitting efficiency in the country last year as well. And she's right here in Chandler Gilbert. She grew up in Mesa, went to Westwood High. She's a Warrior. Now she's a Coyote, and she brings the love and passion. And not only is she a great leader, she's a great teammate and great on the microphone.
Thank you.
Kenny,
I appreciate
thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
That
much.
is Kenny Dalstrup, the charming one, and you can't miss her on the court. She is the tallest one on the court just about every single time. And in most cases,
No
the best
doubt.
player
Oh,
on the court
thank
every
you.
single time. That's Kenny Dalstrup as we begin the second half. And good to see you, champ.
Good
And
to
I'll
see
see you
you.
tomorrow night. And we continue on in the second frame with the Coyotes trailing 2-0. And they embark on this second frame as they work the other side of the field and try to jumpstart their offense. And we might be able to hear from Aaron Holt, who's also on that sideline where a lot of the players like Karen News are congregating right now. And I believe we have Emily Greska, who's working her way over to the microphone. And I think Emily Greska wants to join us right here. So we're going to trade Kenny Dalstrup to Emily Greska, who's going to step in and come on in, champ. Work your way in. And Emily Greska from the women's soccer team joins us. And Emily, first off, thanks for joining us right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. And you're making your debut.
Oh, of course. This is cool.
Yeah. And that being said, your match just finished, but kind of give us an impression or breakdown of what you've seen in the men's match so far.
I honestly haven't watched it so far, really. I mean, we just came from the baseball game, so I really haven't gotten a good idea of it yet. But I'm kind of seeing the same things where the defense doesn't step quick enough or whoever is dribbling towards and then they just get quick shots off like what happened in our game.
Okay, so that being said, it's Yavapai kind of controlling the tempo and Chandler Gilbert trying to make some noise, and an opportunity off the corner goes awry, but they control it midfield. So even though the corner kick doesn't go as planned, you get to like that Chandler Gilbert, Emily, controlling the ball at midfield. Now it's Yavapai going back the other way with it. So give us kind of your thoughts of the game against Yavapai in the early matchup, and it had to be tough. You know, Erin's playing out of position.
Yeah,
She goes from
for
center
sure.
back to she's between the pipes, and even though she's played that back in the day, you know, it's easy to say, well, I played goalie back in the day in club.
Yeah, right.
Not
Not now.
now I have to do it where I haven't played in eons and
Yeah.
try to stop a team that's one of the best teams, you know.
No,
in
I
the-
think she definitely stood up, and she did really well. She did. I think she definitely took upon that role very well and did it just because I feel like some people could have thought of it as like, yeah, this isn't my position. Like, I don't need to give it 100%. Like, if it gets scored on, like, whatever, I'm not a keeper, you know. But she took it very well, and she did. She made some really good saves too.
Very tough stretch for the team.
It
First,
was.
You got Phoenix College, ranked number 1. So you lose that match 6-0 as Bustamante clears it out the other way. And then you take on a Yavapai team. And look, what Yavapai did coming into this match today, they beat Pima 2-1, ranked 15th in the country.
Yeah.
They beat Gateway 6-0, and then they put up 17 on Paradise Valley. I mean, so
That's crazy.
this is a team that was playing phenomenal. So this 2-game stretch, Emily, and you're a freshman coming from Perry High. Give us kind of the, you know, what the team that really only has 2 sophomores back from last year. You have Taylor in the middle,
Yeah.
Taylor Brown, and then you have Erin, who moves from center back now to goaltender
Yeah.
with the with the injury to Samantha Hogg. So give us kind of the impression of what you guys can kind of glean from these last 2 very tough games.
Yeah, I think it's definitely been a challenge. I'd say we definitely all still gave 100% and gave what we had to it. It's hard when we had like, I think 2 subs the entire game. And I mean, Allie too, she probably has something else wrong with her knee, but still doesn't give up and still pushes forward. I think we're all beaten down, like, mentally and physically, but we're still just trying to get through this and still trying to win, even though some teams are harder than others. But I think we'll get through it once we all can finally, like, recover and heal from everything that's been going on.
It almost feels like for the team, you guys need like a week at the beach
Right?
Where
I
mother-
agree.
where Mother Nature can just like beam vitamin D down you, and you just lay on the beach all day
totally
and
agree.
just not move
Right?
and just rest your bodies.
That would be so nice. It
Yeah.
would.
But unfortunately, the schedule plays on,
Right.
and you're back at it Saturday
Yep.
against Scottsdale Community College, and give us kind of a glimpse, because look, regardless of who is healthy and who's not, you still have to play the match and try to find a way to secure victory.
Yeah, we do. And I know at least 2 girls on the Scottsdale team, and I know that they're really good. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. Like, we can still step it up, and I expect us to, and still come out. And I do think they're a winnable team. I do think that we could come away with a win in that game.
And then the next home game will be as that shot goes far wide to the left side of the goal. And then the next home game is Pima, September 30th, right here at Chandler Gilbert. And so a couple games on the menu. And for you personally, played your high school ball at Perry High, didn't play your senior season, as you told me. So what's it like for you making the jump to the junior college circuit and playing college soccer right here at Chandler Gilbert?
I will say, at first, it was very tough, just in the matter of, like, that I was not in shape at all physically. I don't know if I expected it to be easier than it was or something like that, but, like, I just wasn't in shape at all, like, got tired so easily. But I think I quickly adjusted and kept working for it, and now, like, I feel good on the soccer field and, like, don't get tired as easily, you know. So, and I mean, I've gone back and forth with my passion for soccer. It's kind of, I don't know, like, I've gotten burned out because, like, I played it my entire life, but
Did you play on the club circuit for the longest time?
yes.
And Emily, for a lot of people that don't play club sports, okay, both my daughters play in the club circuit in softball. I know.
Mhm.
Give us kind of the mental grind
Oh, it
and
is.
the commitment that
It
you have
is.
to put toward. And if you're playing your whole life, that what that commitment's like, and maybe along the way, when you give so much, you kind of go through burnout.
You do. And I did, definitely. I think for a while I didn't want to do anything related to college soccer. I wanted to stop after my junior year. I thought that I was done. I was good. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I just looked back and I was like, I've put my entire life, like, worked so many hours towards this and practices nonstop. Like, it just felt too soon to give up. And like, I don't know, like, soccer just gives me, like, passion, you know? It makes me feel happy and, like, complete in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it was a really good choice to continue playing this season. I've loved it so far.
Yeah. And I know Scott Smith is a coach that's really building something here. I really believe he is. He's a
Yeah.
good coach. Played at Dobson, played collegiately over in Illinois, and coaches in the Arizona Arsenal soccer organization. And what have you seen from Coach Smith in your first year?
I had played at Arsenal Club, but I had never had him personally as a coach, so it's definitely been all new to me, like, of his coaching style. I do think one of the great things about him is that he cares. Like, he cares about the players, and it's not just a win at the end of the day. Like, obviously everyone wants to win, and he wants to win, you know? But it's still a matter of that he cares about his team, and he cares that we're getting injured and wants to give us rest and, you know, like, isn't just work, you know? Because at the end of the day, like, the mental part of soccer is still important too, and I think he really understands that, and it's nice to have a coach that can understand both the physical and mental aspect of the game.
And I don't think of people that, if they don't really understand soccer, that the grind of the sport, especially, look, if you're a midfielder, if you're going up and down the field, if you're
Yeah.
a forward, look, defender, I don't care what, it is such a physical grind. You're stopping, starting, going 150 miles per hour. You're stopping and braking, and then going on, and the toll it takes physically.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the team is going through right now, the physical toll collectively. And then, of course, you go through this tough patch of this tough stretch of teams you're playing, and, you know, this is face it, your team is more or less freshmen, and
Yeah.
you guys are learning on the fly
Yes.
together.
We
Taylor
are
and,
all together.
and Aaron are the only sophomores. So what is it like for this freshman group, kind of like trying to find some collective healing amongst each other to grind and learn together, and knowing that, look, you're taking your bumps now, but there's going to be some better roads ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've had an amazing experience with everyone on the team. Like, coming to the new school, like, playing this level, like, I had always had the worries of, like, if I mess up or, like, someone makes a bad pass, whatever, that it's all, like, against you, you know? And it's never like that on this team whatsoever. Like, everyone works together. We all try to boost each other's spirits. Like, if you make a mistake, okay, what can you do to fix it, you know? And I think that's definitely helped with having us all being freshmen, because we're all going through it together. You know, like, we're all going through this first process. Like, for the very first time. So we're all learning with each other, you know? So it's not like, and I mean, and Taylor and Aaron have been very great too in giving their insights and everything that they know from already being sophomores. But everyone on the team is really amazing, and there's never judgment. Like, it's all great vibes and positivity that the team brings.
Yeah, and that is such a valuable attribute, to always remain positive, because, you know, there's
It is.
days where you walk off the field and you feel like, well, you just had and some days, whether it be the athletic field or in life, you feel like you just got run over by a truck.
Yeah.
And you got to pick yourself up, because, you know what? The sun will come out tomorrow.
Right?
And the
Life keeps going on.
and the bluebirds will sing.
Right?
And there will be harmony, and there will be rainbows, and you got to find the rainbows amongst the clouds. So
yes. Sometimes it can be very difficult.
yeah.
Yes.
So as we look at the second half, Coyotes about 13 minutes into this second frame, and so far they're holding their own, and Bustamante between the pipes, and the attacking back have kept Yavapai out of check. And when you watch this attacking back of Chandler Gilbert, you see Kalili Kalua back there as well. What do you see from that back unit in this second frame that's kind of Chandler Gilbert on the attack, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds? What have you seen defensively from Chandler Gilbert in the second half?
I think that they have definitely held their own, and done the best that they can to keep defending. I mean, I feel like the ball has definitely been in their defensive third most of the game, and they still haven't give up and give 100%. And I mean, honestly, do the best that they can right now. Like, they are down 2-0, but they haven't given up. So credits to them.
Yeah, and same situation before the lightning came down and Mother Nature waved her wicked wand of destruction. They actually trailed Phoenix College 4-1 at the half. Abraham Gonzalez had a late goal, so they were.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Yeah, they were battling in that one as well. So this is a team.
Never gives up.
Zach Kemp and his team, you know, they're battling. Zach is trying to build a roster, and along the way, you're playing some squads that are more experienced. They've been around a little longer, like Phoenix College, and so he's trying to build. And along the way, when you're playing, and Emily, maybe you've learned this in the last two games. When you're playing teams that maybe are maybe a little outgunned, how much does your determination and your focus have to be that much sharper to go out there and because it is about skill, but you know, sometimes the will can outplay the skill.
Yeah, for sure. I have this quote that I've like told myself for a while. That's hard work beats talent when talent isn't working hard. And
I
so,
like that.
Yeah.
Is that a where can I? Is that in the Emily Greska quote book? What page and where can I
yeah,
find
right.
that
Add
book?
it there. Yeah, I honestly don't. I think my dad told me that once, but
Did your dad play sports?
yeah, he did. He played soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he a forward as well?
No, he was either midfield or defense.
Okay.
I can't remember which one. But yeah, so I've kind of brought that with me, like kind of that just kind of goes through my head all the time when like things get hard and you have to push through, and that's just one of the things I say to myself to help me keep going.
There you go. So that is Emily Greska, the talented forward for the women's soccer team. They lost today 4-0 to Yavapai, and they're back at it Saturday against Scottsdale Community College, and then they're back here Saturday, October 30th, taking on Pima. Emily, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That is the lovely Emily Greska from Perry High joining us, and now we're back to live action where the men trail 2-0 with about less than 30 minutes left in this half, and they play on as Bustamante will knock that one away. Stepping back in is Luis Medina, who scored a first half goal. So we have had all kinds of guests joining us on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. We've had Taylor Brown, we've had Kenny Dalstrup, we've had Emily Greska, all kinds of players joining us. And I'm going to make this kind of a request from the Taylor Brown and the Chandler girls team that if they go somewhere to get a soft drink or a beverage, they ask me and I'll give them money to pick me something up, something cool and refreshing. I don't care what it is. I usually drink a Polar Pop every day, but just something cool and refreshing.
Next Tuesday, I got you.
Yeah.
For
okay.
sure.
So there we go. Shot is up, and that shot is wide behind the net. So Bustamante will haul it in as Yavapai continues to make substitutions. Checking is Miguel Medina from St. John's, Florida. So you can see Yavapai is going to all kinds of places to pick up some players. Also have Jorge Quintero from Utah. So they're kind of working the states. And how about Arthur Koskis from Paris, France. So they're getting all kinds of players to come their way. As there's 28 minutes left in this one, and Kyle Brereton takes one off the chest, and a little battle right there, and Brereton gets up, and gonna like the physicality with Anthony Cananisho. And that's just some good hard play right there, Taylor, correct? I mean, two bodies flying. Sometimes you get some heated temperaments, but that was just two players going hard for the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
Coming up that left side is Rylan Ross.
Come on,
Perdomo
Jose.
shoots it. That shot is blocked, and John Stoll and worked up the field. Oh, hey, Quintero, Kali Kalua, and Kalili knocks it out of bounds. But definitely a good feed pass to Jorge Quintero, freshman forward from Utah. And that's what we've seen from Yavapai, their ability to work the ball up the field from their back end, and a good pass, and Quintero with a one-on-one battle. And Kalili was good enough to knock the ball away. Corner kick, and that one's knocked away. Keeps that 2-0. So Bustamante with an opportunity there. And Taylor, you've been in so many corner kick opportunities, and Yavapai had one right there. How precise does everything have to be to put the ball in the perfect placement to have either the header opportunity or a potential putback?
It has to be very, very on the dot. I did mess up one for the first time in a long time today. Kind of hurt my ego a little bit, but I work really hard on, like, I go out and practice with my dad, like, over the past years, that he's stood, like, literally at the 6 and said, kick it to me, and we'll just go at it for, like, hours. So I work really hard because, I don't know, it's a great scoring opportunity.
Yeah.
It's the easiest one.
So I called that header, and that header is off the side of the net. So, true story, I called, it was the 4A finals, might have been 2 years ago, between Notre Dame and South Point Catholic. South Point Catholic was down 2-1. Corner kick, 52 seconds left. They scored off the corner kick to tie it, and they won like double overtime, 3-2, to win the state title, to repeat.
Corner kicks are savers.
Yeah. And you can't take them for granted because anything can happen when the bodies are in front of the net.
Yep. We got a few good plays on corner kicks offensively, so they've worked out pretty okay for us, but just a little bit more practice.
So
it's hard with no height.
Yeah.
Our team is very short.
So Scottsdale on Saturday checking in for Yavapai's number 20, Gio Orozco, as well as number 12, Matthew Rodriguez, about to check in. Coyotes putting up a fight, only trailing 2-0. And shot from the outside, and that shot goes wide.
So fast.
And
Great
Taylor,
ball.
when you're in this kind of game, 2-0, and I'm loving the body-on-body contact. Great work by number 33, Blaine McCone. When you're in this kind of game, for the men right now, you're only down 2-0. What's the mindset? You got 23 minutes and change left. What's the mindset of the team right now?
I don't know. Coach Zach has a way with words, so I can only imagine what he would want them to do would be just distribute and get runs on.
Ken Anisha with the shot on goal that goes wide, and Coyotes now with under 23 minutes left. And so far between the pipes, Bishop Rhodes, the goalkeeper, has had a very quiet night, but now that's Rushan Sandy. We saw Rhodes in the first half, and now it's Sandy. Now we take a water break as per the rules of the state here in Arizona, because it is ridiculously hot, so they
It's actually pretty nice out right now.
take water breaks at the half. It is. It's quite comfortable, but it wasn't comfortable when your game
No, it
started.
wasn't.
And from this vantage point, you're playing, so you can't see. But when we see your field, we have Mother Nature beaming. It's like looking at a solar eclipse, essentially,
Yep.
watching the game at the same time. And that's tough. And Russ Luce is to my right, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about because Russ is the AD, and Russ is scoring the game and making sure everything's going accordingly. And so it is tough. But right now the weather's great, and both sides getting some quick water and getting right back at it because why? Well, it's nighttime, and people want to shut it down eventually.
Yes.
So there's no hesitation. And the group, once again, got a good crew calling this one as the crew heads back on the field. And we have Tristan Smith as the AR1, Matt Hayes, the AR2, and Paul Northman, the mid-ref. And we had Kenny Dalstrup join us from the volleyball team, and Kennedy, can't miss her.
I love Kennedy.
Great volleyball player and a leader, and she joined us, and the team has a match against Glendale Community College, and right now the volleyball team going through their own little issues of and trying to figure it out. The talent's there, they just have to secure some big points and tighten things up. So they're back at it tomorrow. We'll be on the call, and for all those Chandler Gilbert fans that have not watched Kenny Dalstrup play, one of the best players in the country, and worth the price of admission. Shot across, crossing pass,
Good
opportunity, point blank, and that's over the crossbar. And Austin Percy from Boulder Creek had a good look, and he's knocking his head, disappointing himself. Great crossing pass by John Stoll. And give Chandler Gilbert a lot of props on that back end. The defense has been on its heels this whole second half, and not a lot of offensive opportunities, yet they persevere. Good punch shot.
Great touch.
Knocking things away by Bashanti. Make that Bonsale. Apologize. So 22 minutes and counting, and the call goes against Chandler Gilbert. The whole Coyotes team right to my left. On their feet, standing, watching this one closely. Coyotes played Phoenix College tough, top-ranked team, and it was a 4-1 deficit for Mother Nature. And the Lightning canceled the second half. So the team back on it today and trailing 2-0 against a Yavapai team that's 4-2. It's won its last 2 games handedly and coming here with a purpose. Squad that went 9-4-1 last year. And Bustamante, how about that? Great save with the big paw, denying the shot from the outside.
If I could learn how to hit the ball like that, I'd be unstoppable.
Just a bullet shot. Just a laser by Jorge Quintero. But Bustamante got the big paw out. And when you get a save like that from your goaltender, what does that do to the mindset of the team? And Bustamante does it again off the corner. And the Coyotes able to clear it. And John Stoll, who's been so good for Yavapai in this match, defender on that back end. He's been a little bit of everywhere. John Stoll, a sophomore defender. Played at Millennium High School in the West Valley. So he's part of that soccer program. And the Yavapai ladies had a couple players from Millennium as well. But when you get that kind of save from your goaltender, Taylor, what does that do for the rest of the team when you see your goaltender coming through and delivering?
It hypes you up. It gets the energy back.
And that one's off the crossbar.
Go, Sebastian.
And that time, Bustamante gets a break. A bullet that nailed the crossbar, courtesy of Luis Medina. Medina's been a force. Scored the second goal in the first half of the 27th minute. Now the Coyotes trying to make some noise on the offensive end. Brereton giving chase. Rushan Sandy working it to that left side.
Great tackle.
And you love to see that kind of effort from Chandler Gilbert.
Unfortunately, he does not look like he's well.
And we got a player down for number 20. Took a big hit. That's Gio Orozco. Chris Hauser not happy with that call. And now it's Medina racing up that right side. And Bustamante secures it as Medina make that Quintero giving chase. So Chandler Gilbert showing some physicality.
Oh, no.
And now things getting a little physical. Austin Piercy in the middle. And now on the turf. There's a player on the turf for Chandler Gilbert as things are getting heated. Trying to get a number for you as I look through the binoculars.
Matt.
And that is number 12, Matthew Rodriguez, the freshman. Chris Hauser is trying to redirect the focus of his team. Hauser trying to make sure that there's calmer heads prevailing on his team. And Austin Piercy, young man, a sophomore for Yavapai, who's a good player, been very physical in this match. So, and that one, the header and Bustamante going up high and hard to bring that down. So now we've got some good chippiness along the way. And all you want to see is a tight match, and we'll see how the last 18 minutes play out as Roughriders about to make some more substitutions. Jesus Torres coming in, as well as number 13, Sebastian Balicki. And now another body hitting the turf. Nate Claudio. Chris Hauser working that sidelines, and once again trying to keep
The piece.
the peace and keep cooler heads to prevail. Yavapai got 2 first half goals, and Chandler Gilbert, despite being outplayed in this second frame, really keeping Yavapai out of the scoring column in this second half. Piercy in the middle of a little bit of a rough up situation. And that's a situation right there, Taylor, where the referees have to get involved quickly to maintain the peace. Am I correct?
Yep.
Can't be spectators. Got to go over there and keep charge and keep the game flowing.
That's why I quit.
Being a referee?
Yep. I was like, all right, got my 4, 5, 6-year-olds. After that, I don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Not with boys, too. I'd be so scared. Be like, do what y'all want. I'll watch.
So Brereton gets knocked to the turf by Miguel Medina. Brereton gets up. Tanyan Harrison. I'm a fan of Tanyan Harrison. Tanyan plays hard. Chandler Gilbert trying to get a turnover deep on the attacking back of the Roughriders. They do such a good job of getting the ball up the field and showing the speed. And Medina coming up, will make that Quintero. Quintero loses his footing. Had an opportunity, turned the corner and just lost the footing. And great acceleration by Joseph Miranda, freshman midfielder from Walden Grove over in Tucson. Taylor, did you play in the club circuit?
I did.
Okay. How much great talent is there in the state?
Too much. There's too much.
So checking back in, number 19, Cody Karcher, freshman from Elliott City, Maryland. I bet Cody Karcher doesn't want to see another winter ever again. When you live in the East Coast and you go through snow and bad weather, it's tough.
Yep.
It's tough mentally. You don't think about it much, and then when you start getting into warmer climate, you're like, Thanksgiving, you got shorts on, you're like, you know what? It's pretty good here.
I enjoy eating my Thanksgiving dinner outside.
Yeah. Absolutely. Battle midfield, going up high and hard, number 22, Sebastian Jimenez. So many freshmen on this Chandler Gilbert team.
And they're all good, too.
Yeah. And for you, as I was just talking to Emily Greska a short time ago, you and your goalkeeper today, Aaron Holt, are the only upperclassmen on this team.
We are?
Yeah, the only sophomores that are starting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Although Tatum unfortunately cannot play, she still comes to practices and works hard, comes
Yeah.
to games, and does her best to keep us going from the bench, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what's that like for you to be a leader on the team with so many freshmen? Providing your guidance and your leadership and your ability to show them where Dutch Brothers is.
I try to keep the peace, keep a little comedy going. And another card.
So we got a yellow card out. And Taylor, who did you see the yellow card on?
Sebastian, number 22.
Okay, so Sebastian Jimenez gets the yellow card, and we just heard from the ref that the red card is about to come out.
I hope not.
So what kind of physicality are you seeing right now?
A lot, actually.
Yeah?
As much as I like a good physical game, it gets a little scary with the arguments and the cheap fouls.
Yeah.
But I want us to come out being the bigger team.
Yeah.
To just kind of keep it together and play on, because like we're here to play soccer, you know. We're not here to pick fights and do things like that, even though it does get heated and intense.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot mentally to be able to walk away from something like that.
I felt, and correct me if I'm wrong, I felt that in your game, Yavapai defender Dylan Ramirez got away with a push that knocked one of your players down, and the referees didn't call it.
That was Marissa Pond.
No.
Oh, it wasn't? That was a different foul? Oh,
yeah, well,
okay.
Marissa might have did it too, but I thought Dylan Ramirez did it about midfield, and she got away with one. And, you know,
Ooh.
whoa. And Bustamante.
Oh, no.
And Quintero. Quintero goes flying.
Unfortunately, sometimes you get hit. Sometimes fouls happen. You just got to keep going.
Yeah. So right now the play is very physical, and you're just hoping that nothing ignites in the course of this last 11 minutes and 37 seconds, because it's really building throughout this one. We saw it with the brush up with Austin Piercy on the other side. Now Sebastian Vega has gotten a yellow card, and we saw that with Bustamante and Quintero going flying.
Oh.
And yet again,
I think physical is good, but this late in the game, it's not worth it.
yeah.
Like we got more games ahead. We don't need to be getting hurt.
So the Coyotes, they are playing hard. They are putting a body on a body. And I applaud the effort. They played this half to a stalemate. They lost last year handedly in the high country, and now the rematch. And
I like the way that Parker plays. I went to Basha with him, and I'm friends with his sister, but I didn't see much of the boys' games while I was there, but he's a great forward. He works back, and he's quick.
yeah. So last time these two teams met was at Prescott. Chandler Gilbert lost 7-0.
Yes, we did.
So now it's the rematch right here, and you know there's 10 minutes left, and it's still a game. It's just a matter of an opportunity as Perdomo checks back in, as well as Abraham Gonzalez. And Gonzalez, a late hero in that Phoenix College game that was halted by Mother Nature. Marcos Chavez checking out. Sebastian Jimenez coming out. Jimenez provided some physicality. And maybe, you know, talking to Coach Zach Camp, and Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong here, he said with his team, that shot is up and that shot goes wide. An opportunity for Quintero. Try to go to that right corner inside the post and sails wide. He talked about his team saying, look, I got to find, I need my players. And Perdomo right there in a scrum with Eric Criada. Chandler Gilbert trying to make some noise with under 9 minutes left. And we play out. Now it's the Roughriders trying to clear it in the back end. He talked about his team saying, look, these guys, they have to learn to come out here and really not be afraid to make a mistake and really play hard and really bring the lunch pail attitude and come hard and put the big boy pants on. And I think what we're seeing in the second half, we're seeing a lot of that. As Caillou in a battle down that sideline with Jesus Torres. Tanyan Harrison, Parker Rich up the field. Knocked to that right side and unfortunately out of bounds. But, I mean, even though the offense hasn't generated a lot of opportunities, the defense has played hard, and here they are. And even though the wins haven't been there, the schedule has been daunting for this team, but they're playing hard. And you got to feel that all these losses, as Medina's coming up that right side and knocked away by Rylan Ross, that you're seeing some toughness being built by this team.
I agree. Same with us. Like, we've kind of been on a little bit of a losing streak, and I am not one to lose. I hate losing, but we learn from the mistakes that we make, so then hopefully we don't make them again.
And that's a bullet that goes wide, courtesy of Robbie Holiday from Chino Valley, Arizona. 7 minutes and counting. Kyle Brereton about to check back in, along with number 26, Mauricio Haro. Coyotes trying to howl on home turf. 6:44 and counting. Checking out is Matthew Rodriguez, as well as Nathan Millett.
He's got a little scratch.
Coach Zach Kampf finding a moment to put a smile on his face. And that one's cleared out by the back end. So once again, that attacking back row facing a barrage of Rough Rider angles and assaults, and they've weathered the storm.
Almost.
5:40 and counting. Yes, a couple goals in that first half, but this second half, they've done a great job. They've tightened things up. They've found ways. That shot is over the crossbar. That's Medina right there. Medina scored the second goal. Freshman forward. And Taylor, they always talk about, you know, the first 5 minutes of a match, the last 5 minutes. So you hear those.
Big 5 moments.
Yeah. So the big 5 moments for the Coyotes, what do we need to see?
Well, hopefully a goal.
Yeah.
Possess. But this late in the game, I would say don't hurt yourself, you know. Do what you can, but be smart.
Opportunity for the Coyotes, left side, and a little battle in the corner. Giving chase, Rylan Ross. Parker Rich battling. Call goes against the Rough Riders. So we're not done yet. 4:21 left.
See if Parker can put this one in.
Yeah. Parker. About 30 yards away. Here we go.
He can do it.
Gonna stand up for this one so I can see. Parker shoots it.
Corner.
So it's gonna be a corner opportunity. Going from that left side is number 13. That's gonna be Parker Rich. Headed away. Trying to be kept alive. Shot.
It's a great ball.
Coyotes making some noise. And Rylan Ross getting tangled up. And they call the yellow card on Rylan Ross. So a couple yellow cards in this one. All in the last 15 minutes or so. No red, just yellow. 3:19 left.
I've gotten better at not attracting yellow cards.
Yeah.
During my college experience. During club, I was a collector.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at Bash I heard you were voted most likely to collect a plethora of yellow cards as a soccer player.
Yeah. Greg loves to give funny awards during banquet season.
Good work by Jesus Torres. Rough Riders looking for a knockout blow.
Come on, Parker.
Good play by Parker Ridge, taking it away. 2:38 and counting for this Chandler Goober team. Played really hard, solid second half. Once again, searching for some offense, but Zach Kampf, in his second year, still building this program. And this team showing some toughness. Schedule they've played has been daunting. Pima, Arizona Western, Eastern Arizona, Phoenix College. Now with Yavapai.
The worst is almost behind us.
Yes.
hopefully. Scottsdale will be
Organize the
a hard
middle.
game on
Miguel,
Saturday.
organize the middle.
Do you know any players on their team?
I know a couple from club.
Yeah.
Finish the game.
Coach Chris Hauser telling his team to play hard and finish strong.
Fun little Basha High School reunion. Can't wait.
Buck 32 left and counting. Corner opportunity. So Chandler Gilbert throwing it in with Buck 13 and counting. Daniel Harrison trying to track it down. Kalili fires it up. Oh, an opportunity for Jose Perdomo. A good look opportunity.
It's a great ball.
Kalili just pooched it up perfectly. 54 seconds left and Rushan Sandy and this Yavapai team coming down here to the low country, and Yavapai is going to get a clean sweep. Bustamante, and that one is good, and that's the icing on the cake. Courtesy of number 7, Jorge Quintero. And Quintero has been so close on so many occasions and knocks that one through for the 3rd goal. And Chris Hauser, the coach of the Roughriders, telling his squad to finish strong. And Taylor, as your team walked away, what could you guys take away positive from today's loss to Yavapai?
We didn't give up. We had, 2 subs? And it was hot, but we worked through it. Scott loves to tell us how mental toughness is the most key thing that you can have as a person and a player. And today he really made a heartwarming speech about mental toughness. Matt did. And I think that really took us to the next level in the second half.
And I think we saw that with the men's squad as well, as Yavapai gets the 3-0 victory over Chandler Gilbert. And that is going to do it as we kind of recap this one. The Roughriders got on the board in the 10th minute on an Anthony Canonicio putback. Then in the 27th minute, Luis Medina on the beautiful feed from Karcher. And then we just saw Quintero just a short time ago, and that made it 3-0.
Well, this was fun. I'll be at the volleyball game tomorrow, so see you there.
Chandler Gilbert, they dropped the match and now dropped to 0-6-1 on the year, and Yavapai improves to 5-2. And that was the lovely Taylor Brown, who I will see at the volleyball court tomorrow. And the next match for Chandler Gilbert, they're back at it with a road matchup Saturday at Scottsdale Community College, and their next home match is Saturday, September 30th against Pima right here at 7:30. Chris Hauser and his team, well played, as we see good sportsmanship on both sides being exchanged. And we appreciate you out there dialing us up on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network for the latest in coverage of the Coyotes. Once again, a clean sweep by Yavapai. The women lose to the Roughriders 4-0, and the men in the nightcap lose 3-0. For Apollo Hutchinson live stream, all the great players on both sides, all the great athletes on this campus, and Special thank you to Emily Gresko of the women's team and Kenny Dalstrup of the women's volleyball team who joined us on the telecast. To Russ Luce and Anthony Cox in the athletic department who make this live stream possible. I am Joe Pequeno. Take care and have a good night. We'll see you from the Coyote Center tomorrow as the women take on Glendale Community College. Until then, take care, have a good night, and go Coyotes.